An audit of the Austin Fire Department found that AFD is spending millions of dollars in overtime. Now, the city asked Austin Fire what can be done to reduce those costs. And in response, this week, the fire chief released a proposed roadmap for reducing OT. KVUE's Pamela Combe caught up with the fire chief about this plan and joins us now with more on the requests.
Good morning, Rob. Well, Fire Chief Joel Baker is asking the city to increase the department's overtime budget. He says this increase will reflect the growing workforce in AFD. Now let's take a look at the numbers over the last couple of years. This year, Austin Fire has a $9.6 million budgeted for overtime expenses, and Chief Baker is requesting an additional $2 million for 2024. But even with that $2 million increase, Chief Baker says it won't be enough. Baker also proposed adding positions across the department. He says these new hires will help alleviate some of the money used in the overtime budget. Now, part of the reason why overtime expenses are so high, well, part of it includes staffing shortages, also an increase in special assignments. What special assignments are, well, it includes staffing up during festival season and also the addition of more units during wildfire and flood risk. But this extra money going to the overtime budget, of course, it has to come from somewhere. The chief says they've had to reduce spending in other areas to try and balance.
But some training, like going to conferences, leadership training, things of that nature, we have reduced. I have delayed in ordering additional uniforms for the personnel that we may need. That's another example of things we reduce, and reduce in order other equipment supplies that we may need.
While those uniforms and supplies aren't critical right now, Chief Baker says they can't keep putting off their purchase because it also has to do with the firefighters' safety, which ties into response times. Now, getting help to the people that call 911, that call for help, hasn't been an issue so far. However, if they keep putting off buying this equipment, it could end up leading to longer response time. So really they're trying to balance this as early as possible to try and address this issue, give their firefighters the time they need, and also have services readily available to all of the city. Back to you guys.
Balance it, but safety first. And money sometimes just isn't the thing that matters in that equation when it comes to life. Thank you very much, Pamela.